Goes back. I now recognize Mr. Ellzey from the great state of Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Stallings, for being here, and thank you for how you guys responded to the floods in Kerrville. Do you have any after-action reports on things that you could do better after that particular event?
Yes, sir. I think one of the things that we're looking into, and we've been very adamant about, is our mobile recovery vehicles. We've bought a fleet of vehicles that we're upfitting right now so that we don't have to bring disaster survivors in. We can just, regardless of how rural, it's loaded with our own technology that allows our communications to operate, so we're not reliant on local internet or anything like that. We're bringing our own connectivity to the process, the area. So I think that's been step one. And secondly, is always just trying to get there faster, making sure that folks know what our programs are and staying longer. That's something that we've done in that disaster, and we're very proud of it.
Well, as you mentioned, you have declared 4 times as many disaster areas as FEMA has. And on June 23rd, 2015, my hometown of Perryton, Texas, which I no longer reside, but it's a town of 8,000 people, has been 8,000 people for 40 years. It's 2 hours north of Amarillo. It's 45 minutes from Liberal, Kansas, 7 miles from the Oklahoma border. It's in the middle of literally nowhere. It's a place I'm proud to have grown up. And that EF2 killed our town. Killed 3 people, wounded 75, destroyed 200 buildings, 30 of which were trailer parks. It affected 1,000 people, which is 12% of our population. It is a city killer. FEMA decided, based on the damage that was done to some of those buildings, that it wasn't worth their time to go up there and aid it because it didn't meet the threshold, which I think is a whole other subject on those are the kind of cities that actually need FEMA's help more than anybody else because it's a city killer. I don't know if there was any response there, but I would just like to ask you as a personal favor, not that you owe me one, but it was a different administration back then. FEMA didn't help, and I don't think anybody else did. But as I went home for Thanksgiving, I saw an entire city block that used to be there that's no longer. Beautiful buildings built 100 years ago. There is no movie theater. There is no entertainment in that city anymore, and a lot of folks didn't come back to business. So would you mind checking on Perryton and what SBA did? Because just because a disaster happened 2.5 years ago, if there was no aid given, it's still a disaster area in my opinion. So if you wouldn't mind, on the behalf of the people of Perryton, Texas, checking on what SBA did and could do going forward, and get back to me at some other time. That's really just something I want to say. But it's clear to me that you're highly qualified for this. You're apolitical, and you really care about what you're doing. And it's really refreshing. The worst part about this is that when we have tempestuous hearings in this building, they never occur here in Small Business Administration. Everybody on this side and on that side is interested in actually helping people in the United States. And you know who's not out there? Video cameras, reporters asking about what this government actually does very well, what this administration does well, what your department does very well. And that makes me sad because what gets clicks, what gets news media attention is not actually accomplishing the mission that's causing problems. And I want to say on behalf of me and everybody up here and the people of Perryton and the people of this country, we're glad to have you in here, and we're glad that you're doing the job you're doing. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.